I'm not going to go into anything, but it's but for you don't want to hear that stuff, and but it's been handled. It has been handled.
Right, okay.
So
I mean, that
hopefully,
doesn't matter to me anyway. It's literally not mine. You don't have to even tell me that,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah,
I
it's.
don't need to know that. I just need to get my head down and do what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, there's a
I agree.
hierarchy, so chain of command. I don't want the people above me to be handing down information and stuff. It's just not my place, and I feel awkward.
I agree. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I wanted to talk to you about, because Natty had mentioned you've been onboarded as a dispatcher.
Yeah.
So about that, do you want to do? Because I know we talked about it a little bit before, and I'm sorry for not getting you sorted before. But from when we spoke about it before, my impression is you only really wanted to do the phone calls. But has that changed now? Do you want to do that the whole shebang? Do you want to do the radio and all sorts?
When like I said to Nadia, when it's the evenings or the shift one and that, there are dispatchers about. I'm not needed for that, so I can just do reception duties. I'm not here to say, right, I'll just want to be a dispatcher. It's just that sometimes, like I said to you before, if I'm here on my, if you're here, I don't need to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because you're on it. And it's quite quiet at this time. But there have been times when you're not here and people have wanted me to do stuff, and I've said I can't. So I wanna kind of know how to do it, just in case there's a hole to be filled some days. I'm not saying that I want to lose my reception duties, because I don't. That's what I applied for. So I want to do the job that I applied for, basically. But
So
I
you want to
do
be a
want to be able
receptionist who
to,
can still do the dispatch
yeah,
work.
yeah, and fill in when there's no one here. And if the officers say can dispatch, because I was here one day, I think last week, and I kept hearing, because they see me in the list, you see, and I heard one officer saying, "Can the dispatcher get on the air, please? Can they?" And I can't, you know.
Okay.
So it's that kind of thing where I think, if I could do it. I mean, Nadia said it would take a long time anyway, and she's given me a couple of pointers. I know it'll be a long sort of thing because I'm doing reception in between, but it's just nice to be started off really.
Now let's get you done. Let's get you done nice and quick. Go get your radio and stuff. Come on.
Right. Okay then.
Come on. We'll get you pushed through. Let's do a crash course, motherfucker. Let's do a crash course.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said let's do a crash course.
Oh, sorry.
Dispatch just sounds like a depressing place to work right now, and we gotta change that. So Jalen lied, which I'm not too happy about. She either lied or misremembered, and I'm gonna hope it was a misremembering, because she says she only told Tilly that herself and Doc were trying to get Nadia fired.
10-8 units available. We just have the one PD.
You're right, Brandy. Good to see you.
Good, I'm good.
I can't believe you're here.
I'm here. I might need to respond to that.
I just can't believe you're... Listen.
Why? What? You know Paul is here too?
Yeah, I know Paul's here, but listen, keep the chaos to a minimum, okay? Yeah.
How do I create chaos?
And listen, this is when I'm on shift as a dispatcher, this is a no snorting zone.
I don't think that's not written anywhere.
It is. Martha, isn't that written? We've got that in the SOPs, haven't we, Martha?
Martha.
What
Martha,
is it?
This is a no snorting zone, isn't it?
Yeah, no. No snorting, no.
No snorting zone.
Unless something's really funny.
Thank you.
No,
Martha.
there's no exceptions. No exceptions.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martha.
Yeah, you can do a little snort if it's really funny, and maybe a little body burp.
Hell
It's
yeah.
really hilarious, yeah.
First have my
Martha,
back.
I'm gonna buy you dinner one time, I swear.
Thank you, darling. I'm really glad you got here as well, because we met in the lobby. Do you remember? Yeah.
For my interview.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
It's good.
Randy, can you put your other? Can you go put your hair back?
Why?
To the one that was in the lobby.
I don't think. Nope.
It was like
Why?
really. It was
Why?
nice.
What's wrong with this hair?
Toozled hair.
But this
innit?
one's like, you know, it looks like you've just, you know, just tied it
I
up.
put my
and,
hair up.
I think it
Yeah.
looks lovely. It's professional.
shit.
She can't have her hair going all around. It'll get caught in machinery. She's on the job, Richard.
All right.
Yeah.
Look very 80s, you know. It was
That yeah.
Nothing wrong with
I
that.
did like that. Apparently,
No,
Sherry
I-
Pie needs me to call.
yeah, I liked it. It was.
Yeah.
You had something cool about you for once, Brandy. You know,
Did it remind you of your mum?
little bit actually. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Anyway, we're doing training.
What did I
Hey,
just do there?
get out of here! No
Oh
snorting.
shit! I'm
No
sorry. I'm
snorting in
sorry.
the
I'm sorry.
fucking office.
Sorry, Dark.
Right. Where's your radio, Malfa? Where is it?
Right, okay. Hang on.
Right, I need you to get a headset, or you can have one of the ones that go around your waist and go up on your shoulder. You can either get a headset like me, or you can get ones that go around your waist, and then, you know, like the thing that goes up on your shoulder.
Right, I'll go and do that then.
All right?
Okay.
Chuck it in your wardrobe afterwards. You can do it
I
in...
will do.
Do it, Martha, do it in the changing room. There's a bunch of spare stuff in the changing room.
Yeah, I'm going that. Oh no, I'm going the wrong way.
You're going the wrong
God,
way,
this-
Martha.
Training me is going to be a nightmare, Richard. You know that.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm going full FTO mode. This upcoming this next few weeks is full FTO mode. We're gonna get Martha to. I'm just gonna get Martha to a full solo cadet, if not a full dispatcher. Same with Pippi, which is Rue dispatcher. I don't think Maeve is Look at Maeve's.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Excuse
Hey!
me.
I'll give Maeve a text though. Did Jordan ever reply? What the fuck? EMS ride along stabbed by rat? Okay. Okay. Average Los Santos day. Haven't been in calls in ages. Quiet today. It's a good day for training. Okay, dispatch. Any available in the air of Jamestown. We've got reports of an individual driving without a driver's license. Unit down, identify, respond to code 2. I say all units responding. I don't want to mess around. Good call, one, bro. Martha need help. There is the SOPs. Hey, dispatch. An available unit in the area of Sonora Road and 68. Reports of suspicious activity. Unit to handle. Identify and respond. Code 2. Uniform on here.
10-9 last dispatch.
We've got reports of a 37 on Sonora and 68.
The one that's come up is on Bay Tree Canyon, or am I looking at a different one?
I think our CAD cards are messing up because I've just
agree.
GPSed it and it's come up in Palito.
What?
Yeah, I found this.
Oh,
37
fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
245's en route. Probably going to need 77s with those calls.
720.
Yeah, it's just going to be on the south side of Palito Boulevard, right next to the clothing store that 37 is. Mofo! Mofo! Mofo!
Yeah, wait a minute.
I'm not looking. You need some help.
Yeah, sir, I'm just going to put some headphones on for now because it's easy.
Hold on, I can show you what you
Dispatch,
need.
can you 10-9 the location of where the last call is?
Yeah, the 37's on Palito Boulevard, next to the clothing store in the alleyway on the south side.
Take my top off.
10-4.
Okay, if you don't want to take your top off, then just put on the hat that's got the number 20 on it.
Right, okay.
Hey, Ryan. You can also put a vest on if you want, Martha. Put on number 5 or number 6 from the vest, I think.
How many units do we have going up to Polito?
I believe just
245 en
2.
route.
as well.
Dispatch,
Yeah.
I believe I'm going to be the first to arrive. I think.
From I'm just passing Bolingbrook now.
Copy. Do you want me to hold for you?
I think
Officer,
that
I
would be.
don't know your name.
No, the Deputy Brandy Cass. It's I think it'd be smartest if we roll in together.
I agree. I'll hold just past the 24/7.
Additional be advised, unsure if it's related because it's further down the street. But we just get a 34 at the other end of Palito on the same street, Palito Boulevard and Procopio.
B1738 North on Elgin Ave with a red in color. Jugular, I believe, registered to Ember Quinn. Ember Quinn does not have a license when he's 77.
There you go. I'll do this for now because honestly, it's been a nightmare in there.
Copy that through. So mugging at 1038 North Elgin with a red in colour jugular occupied by Ember Quinn, who does not have a license. Any available 77 responded 1038 North Elgin. All right, well done, Malfa.
3177.
Do you want something to eat quick? Because I've got something just to go.
Nah,
in.
I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay.
Right.
It's basically going to be 10-7 for a few mics. So. All right, so for now, just turn your radio
What
off
about
so we don't
something
get
to
distracted.
drink? What about something to drink? You
I'll
want
have a
something to
drink, yeah, that'd be nice.
Hang on. Yeah, they're literally going now, so running out. So have a good day.
Oh, that's nice.
I know it's nice, isn't it? Yeah. So do you want me to run through what I've already added? Listen, what Nadia's already said about, or do you want to
Yeah.
just start
What do you know
fresh?
so far?
Well, not much really. It's basically she said about the if someone does a radio check, say 10-2,
Yeah.
so that's loud and clear. And also, if whatever they say, if they say they're 10-7, I've got to say dispatch copies showing you. Oh, let me turn my put my watch on. Right, so I would say dispatch copies showing you out of service at 11:05. Or if they say 10:08, I say dispatch copies showing you in service, back in service at 11:09. 76 if they're en route somewhere, so dispatch shows you. Whatever they say, I've got to say dispatch copies showing you. It's a big mouthful for me though, Richard. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like I'm falling over my tongue.
You'll get there. It'll come with experience.
I know. I have been muttering under my breath when I've been hearing it, but I think
You'll
I talk a
get
bit
there.
slower
It's
than
all
everyone
right.
else.
Malfa, you're from bloody London. You don't know the meaning of slow.
Yeah, I know, but it's just that the thing is, I have to tone it down to speak to people, otherwise they don't understand a word I'm saying, Richard. Do you know what I mean?
It's okay. It's good for us though, because eventually, like once you're confident, the words just flow out,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
you'll be
yeah.
the bomb.
Yeah, okay then. I was talking to Squealer as well. I've had people, everyone's been really kind to me, and they said they'd help me. And I said, if I'm doing
Yeah.
anything that's wrong, they'll all come. I said, do come to me and just give me feedback and say not this or do that. So
Yeah, you'll be
it's not
absolutely
like I don't feel
fine.
like I'm supported. So yeah, so it's just them really. But I do hear the dispatches going on of an evening, so I know I've got a long way to go because honestly, the stuff they come out with, it's just like they're just so on it in the zone, like. So I know it's going to take a while to get to that stage. But I went through
Okay.
the SOPs, and I kind of already know as reception all the other stuff like the statements and the applications and
That's good
reception
because that's my
duties.
least favorite
Yeah.
part of training. I'll be honest, because
Oh
I don't
yeah,
really,
I mean
I don't like
yeah.
that stuff. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm up there with that, so I've already got that down. So
Yeah.
that's not a worry. It's just the
Okay.
codes and stuff. Some of the codes are the same as DOC, so I remember some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of others, obviously, because that was quite contained. It was normally just like officer down. So yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
it's just the responding and responding and actually getting in the zone of listening and picking it out. That I
Yeah,
think that's going to be the thing.
That can be a pretty tricky part. Is like
Yeah.
the way that Maeve kind of said it, that I haven't really thought about in years, but it's like you kind of learning a new language that you got to translate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like on the
So
fly.
you've got to think it
Yeah.
rather than keep translating it as you go. You've got to just it's got to be the language you're speaking. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is for now, for the first part is I don't want you really on the radio. You can listen
No.
to it, but what we'll do
Yeah.
is I'll be the radio guy and I'll be the Batman, you'll be my Robin, okay? So what I want
Yeah.
you doing for now is
Can I be
do you know
Batwoman because I like the bike?
You could be Batwoman, Malva. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Do you
I
know
do
how to
like
pull
Robin.
up? Who does? Let's be honest. Who does?
Yeah.
All right, come over here to the computer.
Right. Okay.
Do you know how to pull up your dispatch? Do you know how to pull that up?
Yeah. I mean, I've always looked at that actually. I don't. On Fire did show me the full one, but they said I don't need that one.
You don't. Well, you might need that
Oh,
one sometimes,
yeah.
but
Also, what I did learn as well, which I haven't obviously. I mean, she told me sort of about it, is that when you go into the dispatch, if you go to assigned calls, yeah, and you can go hover over the little icons on that and get to where you can see to put them on a channel and actually add everyone that's at a situation.
yeah, yeah.
So is that, if you talk me through that, I kind of sort of know that. And she said basically you would see who's at that situation by going on the map and adding them as and telling them there's a channel for them.
Well, yeah. I'll walk you through this whole thing. So you know how to pull up.
Yeah, go
So
on.
I normally call. So when you press on the keyboard here, if you press F1 and then you went to dispatch, that what I'd call like the full dispatch.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
use that sometimes for when you might have to like change someone's like unit name, for example. Basically, whenever you have to type something in, you'd use that one. Because when you have to
Right,
pull up
okay.
the quick one, because you're
Yeah,
holding a button down, it makes it
Yeah.
hard to type things. So whenever you have to type something, use that. Other than
Yeah.
that, you can use your normal one that you'd look at.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just looking at the normal one, your overview is pretty much what you look at most of the time anyway. This is where all your calls come in. So this is where you can see all the crime and the you know all the different things that is happening around the city. So you can see what kind of things are happening. You've seen this a bunch of times. I don't really need to explain it. If you hover over these, I think you know the buttons already, but the red one on the left is marks your map, like with where that is. I will say that these aren't always accurate. So, for example, just earlier on the radio, literally the call that they were just responding to, it was a 1037 that was on Sonora Road, for me, and that's what the CAD card. So CAD stands for computer aided dispatch. If you hear me saying that,
Right.
so that's what these cards are basically. So I saw Sonora Road and I called it out on the radio, and then King was like, "Don't you mean Bay Tree Canyon?" And I was like, "No." But then I clicked that GPS button and I checked my map, and it was all the way up in bloody Palito. So basically, whoever's sending us these cards sometimes get it wrong, or the computer's just messing up. So sometimes it's good to check that because they can be wrong, and just double check.
So how do you check that?
So basically, if you just hover over, so that the call that just came in, you can see it's a
Yeah.
1031 Bravo on a Guja
right.
Street. You see that little number next to it, 323. That is the call number. So that's like basically since the system wiped, that's the basically the identifying number of that call. So you could say to me, go to call 319, Richard, and I'll be able to scroll down and find call 319 and tell you, oh yeah, there's a fight on Bay City Avenue. So it's a really easy way to find like a specific call instead of just saying, I'll go to that random fight on Bay City, because there's probably been like 10 fights on Bay City Avenue today, right? So the way
Right.
you do it is if you go to like call 323, you just hover over the card, click the red button with the like little GPS marker on it. You just click that, and then you come out of dispatch, you check your map, and then you come out of the mission row view, and you'll see it's marked down by the beach. See that?
Yeah, I've got that.
Yep. And that will just mark it on your, so it'll mark it on your GPS for you. And that's it. Easy as that.
So how would you know that if it wasn't actually there though? So that said it was Bay City and then it's actually marked it, but you said sometimes it makes mistakes. How do we know that? How do we find that?
How would you know? It's
Yeah, because you said someone questioned it and said, "Don't you mean?" So how did they know? What were they looking at?
because they were looking at the same card. So I basically called it out. So
Yeah.
because a call came in and I was like, because I normally call out most things that come through. So the card
Yeah.
came through and I called it out straight away. And then King was like, he read the same card that came through and was like, don't you mean? So he saw a different location on the same card. So that's why he
right.
was confused. So that's why I checked it. So yeah, it's pretty difficult to be able to tell. I'll be honest, and it's not something I'm gonna like. You're not gonna lose any
Yeah.
marks for that, Martha. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just
I mean,
saying.
basically, they'll just come back and say, actually, it's here. So that's
Yeah,
just
don't worry
yeah.
about checking every single one. Don't do that. I'm just saying sometimes for like it's only I've only really ever really had that with 1037 calls. So 1037 calls are the only ones I've ever really seen that are wrong on locations. Okay. But yeah, that was just an example to show you that a good use of how to track you
Yeah.
know where to do it. And then the plus button. So the plus
Yeah.
button is how to make a card. So you see at the bottom they say active calls. Let me get rid of that one. So active calls is basically a call that is ongoing and we have units responding to. So you see how they've made that 1090 Alpha, so the robbery in progress on Strawberry Avenue. They've made that active because there is people responding to it right now. So that's a robbery of a cash exchange, and there's cops responding to that right now. So they've made it an active call because there's police officers responding to that. They did that by hovering over one of these cards on the recent alerts. And they click the plus button. So, for example, if you want to hover over call 326, which is the injured person on Calafia Road, just go ahead and click that green plus for me. You see how it goes to the bottom and the active calls now?
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, you see that? Okay.
And then click.
You don't have to click anything else right now. So that
Right.
just, I'm just showing you that that's how you make a call active. So up until then, all the cards that come through are inactive. So you make a card active when you have cops responding to a call, right? So if you like get police officers responding to an incident, you make it an active card or active call.
Right. So am I listening out for them to say they're going?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If someone
Right,
says they're
okay.
going somewhere, you then, so like, let's say, for example, you see this 1010 that's just come through. If, let's say, King is like, so his call sign is 245, he might say 245 is 1076 to the 1010 on Vespucci Boulevard and Calais Avenue. You would then make that an active card, and then I'll show you what I'll do. You would then go down to the active call. And then so if you hover over the active call, which is the injured person on Calafia Road, you've got a new button in the middle. So that one is like a little radio icon. That one, I don't think it's used too much, but I think police officers might use it sometimes. That one, if a radio channel is set differently to what the radio you are on, it will join whatever radio channel that card is set to. So
Right. So would that be them between them saying, right, let's go over to this channel or something, and then it means I can go and listen?
yeah, so basically, on each call, you can set the radio channel. So you can set like you could set channel like 10 for that call, and say that like that incident is happening on channel 10. And if someone's on channel 1 and they want to swap to that really quickly, they can just hover over there and press that middle button, and the radio will immediately swap to channel 10 instead of them
Right.
having to do it like on their own radio.
So how do I actually make that to a different channel? Is
Here
that
we
when I
go.
do the
Yeah.
assign units, like the little
Yeah.
drop down list at the top?
This is the next button. So the next
Yeah,
button
go on.
is the green eye. So if you click on that, this will open up basically how you edit the card. So if you click that,
Right.
this will open up the call info. So the first thing is to the right of call info, you've got the channel button. This will be a drop down where you can change what channel, radio channel, you want this call to be on. So this is everything from channel 1 to channel 20. Now, channel 6 is reserved for doctors, so don't put anybody on channel 6. I think it's channel 6 anyway. I might be wrong on that. I haven't used it in a while. But basically, use channel 2 through 5 mainly, and then 7 through 10. You ain't gonna use any more than that. But yeah, this is how you can change. This is mainly for like notation purposes, but use it because, like I said, that button could be useful for some people that they don't want to go in and change their radio. They can just click that little button. So if you swap someone onto a different channel, just update the call here, and put the channel here, Then you can come down. There is a little note area, so this is where you'd have to use your full dispatch. So you see the little tag button? There's like beneath the channel drop down, there's like a little kind of shopping tag. Do you see that?
Yeah, got that.
So don't click it because you're holding a key to open this dispatch right now. It's gonna
So
start.
I'd need the full one.
Yeah, so that like would open there and start letting you type in a box. And so on the actual call, under the location Calafia Road, you see how there's like the shopping tag again, and there's like 3 dots. So where the 3 dots are, whatever you type in where that shopping tag would open, it will basically let you put your own notes in. So you could put like a few like notes in there if you wanted to add some more information to the call. So if you wanted to put like a vehicle on there, like let's say there's a bank robbery, you could put what vehicle they're driving, for example. Like if they're driving like a blue Buffalo, you could put that on there as a bit of extra information for the people, like the cops joining. That's just an example, but that's more advanced stuff. I'm just giving you an example. But the important stuff here is the assigned units. So how do you assign a unit? So to assign a unit, you just click the assign unit drop down, and then you get a list of units. So I want you to try and assign me. So you click on Delta 1 Richard Dog, and then you just got once I'm clicked, you click the little like person button to the left with a little plus. Just click that and it should assign me. There you go. And to unassign somebody, you just click you hover over my name and it'll show as red, and you just click me and you should unassign me. There you go.
Right, okay then.
Then
I mean, the thing that I'm experiencing when you're not here as well is that I do feel that they actually kind of organise themselves very well.
yeah.
And I wouldn't know when to jump in because I don't want to encroach on something, you know what I mean, and clog up airwaves or change things that they've already got going on. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know right now what I should encroach upon. Does that make sense? Because I hear them the radio flow and I hear them just completely, you know, nailing it, and I don't know where I would step in
don't
or
worry about that right now. Just for right now, just worry
Yeah.
about right now. You are training to be a dispatcher.
Yeah.
Just think about it like that.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
think
okay.
about what you're gonna do as like your receptionist dispatch mix. Think about that after you've fully learned how to do the job. Then
Yeah.
think about that. But for right now,
Yeah.
like imagine you're just training for a new job. Just think about it like that.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
figure all that out afterwards. Let's just get
Yeah.
you trained up to know how to do the job.
Yeah.
But like imagine it was like imagine like for me, imagine like this is like if I was going on a ride along to become a police officer, so that I could learn how to do that job really well, so that I could come back and be an even better dispatcher, right? So that's what you're
Yeah.
doing. You're coming to be a
Yeah.
dispatcher so that you can go back to be a receptionist and be an even better receptionist, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for, yeah.
So right now, just focus on training to be a dispatcher so that then you can be a really good receptionist, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right. Then the last thing that you need to know how to do is at the bottom of this info page is you've got your set GPS again, you got your join radio button, and then you've got the archive button. So this archive button will basically make this card not active anymore. So basically, once the police are like, we're not on this call anymore, we're code 4, we're UTL, you know, unable to locate the car or the person or whatever. Basically, the police aren't working on this anymore. You click archive. So go ahead and click archive
Right.
for me. And that will just basically delete that. Now, it's not deleted forever. You won't be able to find it here. You'll have to, like, if you come out of this and go back to overview, you will have to find this by clicking, see at the top where it says recent alerts. If you click view all, you can then search through all the calls here, and this is where you'll have to find that card again, the call again. All right, so it's not completely gone,
Okay.
but that's
Just
how
out
where you
of
have to
view.
find it. Yeah. So
Right, okay.
to reset your view now, you just have to gonna click on like assign calls and then click back on overview just to reset your overview. So if you're ever stuck on like viewing all the calls, just do that. Click on another tab and then click back to overview. All right. Got it?
Right, so just clicking onto that and then clicking back to overview resets it.
Yep. And you should see active calls at the bottom again.
Right, okay.
Yeah. You sorted?
Yeah, got that.
All right. So next up, the next tab is assigned calls. That's just your active calls. That's fine. It's basically just the little tab at the bottom. It's just an easy view. If you have like a bunch of us like active calls, it's just a better way of viewing it. Next up, you've got your units. This is pretty important. So units is basically so units is different. So let's go to officers first. So officers is going to show you every individual person that's on duty. So this is like every Martha and every Richard that's on duty, right? So this is going to show you, it's going to separate them all into different departments. So you'll see BCSO first, then LSPD, then LSMC, which is like EMS, and it's just EMS, and then it's going to show you dispatch, which is going to be me and you, right? So this is just going to show you everybody that's on duty. Nice and simple. Then the units is going to be how they are grouped up. So on the units tab, you see how like right at the top is Popper 16. So Popper 16 has Popper 16 and Echo 27. But importantly, on the radio, they would use the call sign Popper 16, even though there's two of them. Consider a unit as a vehicle, right? So a unit can be one vehicle, but it can be filled with as many people as you want, right? You could have a unit being Popper 16 that could have 20 people in, but you'd still only call out one call sign on the radio. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so they all know what call sign they're going under then. So is that
Exactly.
arranged by them?
So that'll be prearranged by then, but oftentimes they will say, like on the radio. So I'll give an example. So I might say on the radio, Delta 1 is operating under Romeo 69, right? So what that means is I am operating under your call sign. So
right.
I want you to try. So we're gonna basically do that under this units tab. So what you've got to do for that is right now I'm under my own unit and you're under your own unit, but I want you to put me under your unit. So to do that, you've got to kick me out of my one and put me under your one. So the three buttons that are, if you hover over my unit, you'll see three buttons. You'll see a GPS one again in the middle. The one on the far right, if you click that, that's going to swap me from 10.8 to 10.7 really quick. So if you just click that, you'll see me go from 10.8 to 10.7. So it's basically just a really easy way to see who's actually available for calls and who's not available for calls. Who's busy, who's not. Like who can I call out on the radio that can help me out and respond to something, and who's not available, basically. Then the one on the far left, this is going to be your most useful one. This is your green button. This is your edit button. So if you edit my unit, so click the green one. Again, the next to unit info, you're going to have a little drop down. That's where you can set 10.8, 10.7, and you see a new one, 10.6. You know what 10.6 is?
Hang on, I think I've lost my way. When you said about going on to the edit thing,
Yeah.
I got to where I kicked you out, and then after that, can you start again after that? Where
That's
you
okay.
need to read
So
it.
if you just go back to the units tab, and then hover over my unit, so Delta 1, and then hover over me and click the green button. Yeah? Got it?
Right, okay.
And then at the top, it says unit info. And then to the right of that, see how it says 10.7?
Yeah, got that.
All right, click that, and it will open a little drop-down menu. This is like where we saw the radio channels earlier. This will say 10.8, 10.7, and 10.6. So this is where you can set someone's status, right? This service status. So 10.8 is in service, 10.7 is out of service, and then 10.6 is basically they're busy, but they're available. So this is like someone eating their lunch break in their car. Like they're eating their lunch in their car. It's like they're busy, like they're eating something, but like they can respond if they're really needed, right?
Right. Okay.
But like someone's 10-7 if they're like in an interrogation room, like interrogating somebody. You're not going to be able to
Right.
call upon that person to do anything, right? So that's a good example. Most of the time, though, people are just going to be 10-8 or 10-7, and this is where you can mark them. So again, you've got the Delta 1 Richard Dog. That is the unit name. There's the shopping tag. That's how you edit it. Again, you're going to want to be in the full dispatch to edit the unit name.
Right.
So that's how you'd edit it. You can go in there and you can edit it like that. Then assigned officers. This is how you can, again, it's the same process. If you click assign officer, you'll notice there's nobody there because every unit, like every officer that's on duty is already assigned to a unit. So you won't be able to assign anybody. But what I want you to do is, I want you to kick me out of this unit because I want you to assign me to your unit. So just go ahead and kick me out of this one. And then go back to the units tab. You got it? And you'll see I'm there as unassigned now. Because like my unit has nobody in it anymore because I'm not in it. So it's just unassigned. So just ignore that. That will go away. And then go into your unit and edit it. And then you can assign officer and assign me under there. Just the same way you did it earlier as the call card. And there we go. You've now added me to a unit. So that's the same way you can do it for police officers. If someone's like, I'm operating with this person, you can just do that with. You have to get rid of them out of their own one and add them into the other one.
Right. Okay then. So you were on 10-7 though. You wouldn't be on 10-7, would you?
What do you mean?
Because 10-7 would be unavailable.
Well, right now we are 10-7, right? Because we're just chatting and we're just training. So we're not.
Right. So you would be 10-8 though. Because
right
otherwise
now,
I wouldn't be able to assign nobody, would I? Is that what you know what I mean? So if someone was, I'd only be able to assign someone if they was 10-8 or maybe 10-6.
how'd you? Oh no, you can assign. You can change this whenever you want. So you can assign anybody to anywhere, anytime. If you're on about like sending people to calls, they only 10-8 units are going to be responding to calls. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So whether people are whatever 10-8 or 10-7 that being assigned to a unit just means that that's where they are. They're all together, and that's they're going about together. Like that's their unit.
Yes.
Like?
Yeah. So basically,
Right, okay.
the units like whether a 10-8 or 10-7 or 10-6 doesn't matter for units. Like the 10-8 and 10-7 thing is just for you really to keep an eye on, just to be like, it's just a good idea to keep an eye on about like how many people do you have like available to you to dispatch to calls and things like that. Don't worry about it too much, really.
Yeah, I mean, it helps to have gone through that because I never knew that bit. So basically, then, because you're the only one that's not in a unit. So the thing is, you're not in a unit, but you was in a unit because it was yours, so you wouldn't have been available.
I'm in your unit now.
Out. I know, but I had to kick you out of your own one. So everyone has a personal one then, even if they're not in a combined unit. So
yes. So whenever someone comes on duty, they get their own unit.
Right. Yeah. So how would I know which of them to so that's not to do with me though. Do they all do that between themselves? That wouldn't be dispatch.
Well, no. Sometimes, like if basically, like for example, the other day, I think it was page 619. I can't remember their exact name, but they were like dispatch Mark 619 operating under 637, and so they were basically saying, "Hey, dispatch, that's your job, and that is my job. So my job is to make sure that on this unit page, they are marked as like operating together under the same unit. So this is part of our job that we are to like keep this updated." So what I did was I then went down to 619 because she was in her own unit. I kicked her out of her own unit and I put her under 637. So she was operating under that one.
So do they tell you? They say that we're together. Can you sort that? Or
Yes,
do you
they
know
do
what I
most of the
mean?
time. Sometimes I will have to ask them on the radio because I'll click on them and I'll be like, oh, they're riding together, and then I'll have to ask them on the radio, are you two riding together? And they'll be like, oh yeah, sorry, dispatch, and then I'll just correct it on the units page, and I'll have to mark them
Right.
as riding together because that's really important. Because not to try and confuse you too much, but like if we have people responding to a bank robbery, right? The bank robbery, when you assign people to a call, like when you assign people to a bank robbery, you only assign the units, you don't assign the officers, right? So
Right. Okay. So you wouldn't, because that's what I was a bit confused about, like actually going to have a look, at all the people that are on the map sort of thing, having to individually put them all in a call or something. Do you know what I mean? So I
yeah,
would just be able to assign the units, right? Okay.
yeah. So you only assign units a to a to a call, yeah. So here,
Right.
I'll try and give you an example. So if you go to the overview page, um, and then you go to the active call, which is the 9G Alpha. I'm just gonna quickly, I'll show you. So right now, 222, that unit has got 308 and 222. So there's two people in that car. But if I assign 222, you see how it says one unit assigned? It doesn't say there's two officers there, does it? It just says there's
Yeah.
one unit. So basically, it's really important that you've got like each officer in the right unit, because otherwise, like, people's gonna look at that. And so let's say six units can respond to a bank robbery.
Right.
If the units aren't set up properly, they might have like one more unit able to respond, but because we haven't set the units up properly, and maybe the cops haven't told us properly, they've got one less car on that scene than they could have. So they're basically putting
Yeah.
themselves at like a disadvantage because it hasn't been set up properly. So it's an important
Right.
thing to keep on top of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So when you do the units, then, so is it so you said like assign the units, so it comes under like the top person, so it will come under the call sign of the person that's like if you like the head of that unit. So would I then go through, if I knew I wanted to assign certain people, if I was listening to them, would I go through the units and see who's in what? Do you know what I mean? It's quite confusing.
It's normally whatever they call out on the radio, I'll be honest.
Right. Okay then. Okay.
Yeah, it's normally so it's basically like if Matt, so for example, if like Rhodes is driving his car and Flop gets in his car with him, Flop will say, I'm now operating under Rhodes, right?
Right. Okay.
So then it will be like, let's say Flop is 205, it'll be 205 is operating under 230. So it'll basically be whoever's
Right.
getting in whose car, that's how it'll work.
Right.
So
Okay.
and then they'll call that out on radio. So yeah, it's a bit confusing, but
Yeah, I mean it's early. I mean it's only been a few days for me, all this. So I mean, but it's
yeah,
it's making
don't worry about
sense.
it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it too much. But basically, just try and listen to the radio and just say like, just listen to operating under, and that's who
Yeah.
you're putting them under. So basically, kick
Yeah.
them out of their own and put them under whoever they say at the end, right?
Yeah. See, I mean, listening to this, it means that's a little bit more for me to keep a watch on. So if I hear someone on the radio doing that, I can go and have a look. So at the moment, without a dispatcher, if you're not here, they would be doing that themselves. So I could go
They
and have a
should
look and see what
they
they've
should be
done.
doing it themselves, yeah.
Yeah, or I can see what you're doing. I can have a little quick look and see
Well,
what
this
you've
is
done
what I'm about to
in
say.
response.
For now, while we're doing this today, I'm going to be asking
Yeah.
you to do these things. So I'm going to be in the radio, and this
Right.
whole
Okay.
dispatch system that I've just walked you through, I want you to be handling this.
Right. Okay then. So you're gonna tell me. Right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you what to do. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
but like, let's say, right, this call that's just come through at Ginger Street drug sale. Let's say
Right.
King responds to that. I'm gonna be like, okay, make that an active card and attach King to it, right? And then you're gonna have to make that active and put King as an officer responding. And then if it goes to channel 2, I want you to put that as channel 2, right? And then so that's what I'm saying. You're my Batwoman, and you're gonna have to be
Yeah.
my assistant in that, right? And then if
Yeah,
someone calls
okay.
out like I'm operating under this unit or this unit, basically, you're just
Pick
listening
them
to
out of
the
their own one and stick them in that.
yeah. But at the same time, sometimes
Right,
I might
okay.
like test you a little bit, and I might not tell you to do something. So you've got to be listening to the
Oh,
radio to see if you can like. So try and
pick it
actively
out.
listen, and try and not wait for me to tell you to do something. Still try and listen
Yeah.
to it.
Right, okay then.
All right. So any
Right.
questions before we get on radio and get started?
Not really, because I haven't done it yet. But thank you
Okay.
for doing this. It's quite complicated, but I mean,
It is. It is.
on my first day
But
of reception, I couldn't even put an application through. I didn't, you know what I mean? Couldn't
it's
put
all
my
right,
name on a
Martha. Don't
list.
worry
So
about it.
I
Don't worry
know.
about
So
it.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
Okay. What we'll do is put your radio on for now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
run to the bathroom and grab myself a drink of water, and then we'll get
Shall I
started.
do
All right.
that? Do I have to do that as well?
You don't have to go to the bathroom if you
Right,
don't need to.
okay
All right.
then.
Oh, what in
All right,
the
Richard.
fucking hell?
All right. I'll be back in a minute.
Eastbound San Andreas. Crossing South Rockford. Crossing Movie Star Way. Crossing Ginger. Continuing eastbound San Andreas. Crossing Palomino Avenue. Copy.
Back in a sec,
Passing
Jack.
Calais. Passing Senior Button. Passing Red. Braking. Right. Southland Peaceful. Approaching Vespucci. Left eastbound Vespucci Boulevard. What the fuck? Left northbound Alta. Vehicles been pit. U-turn. Right. Southbound Alta Street. Ooh, get him. Ooh. You go been pit. Facing the north. U-turn to the north. Merging north on Alta Street. Right. Eastbound Vespucci Boulevard.
Eastbound Vespucci. Crossing 22, South Tower. Approaching Adams Apple.
White Sentinels behind secondary.
Left east on Adams Apple. Slowing left north on Elgin. Vehicle pit, spun out. U-turn. We're getting pit. Vehicle pit.
That's on Elgin.
Vespucci west.
Copy. Right. Westbound Olympic Freeway. Westbound Olympic! Taking the exit ramp for LaPorte to southbound. VCB over the hill, College Ace.
Continuing southbound, exiting onto Innocent standby. Taking the jump. 50. He's gonna be in the canals. Somewhere down by the canals on
Alta
VCB.
exit, westbound, eastbound in the canals, southbound VCB. We're
The
turtle.
Sentinel's going down there.
That's northwest south, crossing under Alta Bridge.
Did it not go north Alta?
It was
I believe they
crossing
went on
under
Dutch
Alta
London,
Bridge.
South Dutch London. VCB.
Carson west or 22. Carson eastbound is code 4 up to El Rancho. What was last known?
Southbound through the canals, crossing under Alta Street Bridge.
So that slip from La Porta Freeway?
A firm, but it was the jump. So they were further than it.
That's okay. El Rancho and Carson interchange is code 4. Nobody's come through this way. Does anyone have the plate of the car? I did not grab it. Sky, you guys might have it since you're primarily.
I got it.
I don't have it.
Good. Can we flag
Back
it?
on Peter Johnson.
Can we flag it, please? Could they have tucked anywhere from the canals?
It's possible. Myself and Sky are out. We were repairing, so no, at least to my knowledge, no one could through the canals yet.
possibly went to the scrapyard as well, possibly.
No, they couldn't have made it to scrap. I had visual of scrap. They continued south under the Alta Bridge.
Confirm. 213, I'm gonna code 6 the industrial area off of Autopia.
Break. I got the white with the fucking driver of the Sultan, northbound, place.
Ooh! Get him!
Or eastbound, place. U-turning southbound, place. They were driving away from the docks. They may be U-turning going back for the car. Southbound,
Yeah, we'll try to grab
place,
the car.
headed towards Old Dodo. Vehicle slowing left, southbound, behind the warehouses. They stopped. Passenger getting out.
Back.
I believe he's trying to get
Back.
into the car.
Individual white is the primary target, but if we get the vehicle, we can take the vehicle
Away
too.
from him. I got the Sultan right here. He's reversing. Reversing eastbound, driving out eastbound onto Signal. I'm in a hole.
Northbound, right, eastbound, place. You said it in this Sultan, right, Jace?
Hey, from that's the
Copy.
primary suspect.
Uh-oh.
Continue eastbound, place.
Spikes on signal. Who you might go to Spikes?
Ooh, good try. Eastbound chum. Continue east chum. Approaching Buccaneer Way and Popular. Left northbound Popular. Oh girl. Continue northbound Popular. Approaching Dry Dock. Crossing Dry Dock. Approaching El Rancho. Braking left westbound El Rancho Boulevard. Ooh, that white Lamborghini there. Be careful. Westbound El Rancho. Crossing Carson. 22. Right, westbound Carson. Opposing to travel. Right, north on Jamestown.
Right.
I'm munching. Hold
Little
on.
bit corn. Continue east on Little Bit Corn, taking the little slip up to the motel. Call it primary.
Continuing north, approaching Innocent. Left west on Innocent. Left south on Jamestown. South on Jamestown. Crossing McDonald. Braking. Right westbound Carson Avenue. Approaching Roy Low. Crossing Roy Low.
Okay.
West on Carson. J status check.
Right,
Are you okay,
okay.
babe, in that hole?
What I missed there?
Copy.
I don't know.
Left south on Davis.
What's been happening on the radio?
Approaching Grove intersection.
Oh, well, I didn't really want to do
Crossing
anything
Grove.
without you here, Richard.
Braking.
I told you to turn the radio
Northbound
on.
to the Alleyway Slip,
I have got the
Farm
radio on, but someone
Diamond.
sent me some cat videos.
Approaching northbound through the Diamond.
Oh, one of them
Bother.
fell off the shelf. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm weak to it.
Left west,
Quick enough.
Carson, right east, Innocence.
Well,
Left northbound Power.
it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Crossing Adams Apple, continue northbound Power. Girl, can they go up north? This shit is
I'll
hurting
block
my
them.
head. Approaching northbound Upper Power.
Great.
Braking. Left westbound.
Right, something's happening on the road.
Southbound
Wait,
Upper
this
Power,
sounds
approaching
like a
lower.
pursuit.
Approaching Vespucci, braking right westbound.
I don't know
Vespucci
what kind of
Boulevard.
pursuit it is, but
Passing the
if you look,
Crystal.
so look at your GPS. This is a
Crossing
good program.
Alta.
This is what you're going to be.
Crossing
Sometimes
Peachball,
people won't
passing
call
Red,
out when they're on a call, right?
braking.
I don't know what this
Northbound
is because
entering
we're
the
coming
White
in
Garage.
late.
Northbound through the White Garage,
Okay.
exiting San Andreas.
One thing we need to do. Do you have buttons to change the volume and your radio channels of your radio?
6 eastbound. No clue where they went.
Well, I just do it. I mean,
Might have doubled
I'm on
back
number
really
one
quickly
right
and
now.
went southbound through the alleyway.
Yeah, but do you have buttons to change the radios?
Spooky.
Del Perro West is
What
where
you
we
mean,
go.
like
I think
special
that's
ones?
taking the
Yeah.
Elgin slip towards
I don't
Del
think so,
Perro.
no.
I would recommend that. I'll be honest.
Right, okay then. I'm quite a failure. Am I letting you down?
No, of course not, Malfi. It's your first,
Oh.
it's your first bloody
Oh.
training. Oh, well, I don't know whether it's your first training
Right,
session, but
okay.
like, and what about the volume? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I normally just get the radio out and fiddle with it.
No, we can't be doing that, Mo. Listen, what I recommend
No.
is setting up some buttons on your keyboard, on these
Right,
keyboards that are
okay.
quite easy for you to do. I
Yeah,
normally have like two buttons next to each other for my volume, one that goes up, one that goes down,
Right,
and then I have
okay.
two buttons next to each other, one that goes channel down and one that goes channel up. 'Cause sometimes I
Right,
gotta
okay
swap
then.
channels really quickly. Like if there's like a
Right.
real emergency,